PlayStation Drive is starting. While you wait, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon on YouTube to be notified of future goodness. If you enjoy our show, we'd love it if you gave us a 5-star review or rating on your podcast service of choice. To continue the conversation, join the Carpool Gaming Discord, where you can find a wholesome community to have a chit-chat with. For some exclusive content, you can also support us on Patreon. And finally, don't forget to check out the Carpool Gaming website for an awesome range of merch. Links to all that and more are in the show notes, but without further ado, let's get revved up for the PlayStation Drive. Whoa!
What's up, everybody? Welcome on in. This is the PlayStation Drive episode 159. I am one of your hosts, Ryan, and I'm joined, as always, by Fulia, Matt, and Ron. How's everyone doing on this lovely, lovely Chunday evening? I almost said Sunday, but Chunday was the correct way to say it.
Monday's good. It's warmer than usual.
Sunday is
How
fine.
warm? How warm? How warm?
Well, it's like 12 degrees at the moment, but the sun's out.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's very hot over here. Like I just went with the family to a rib fest by the local area, and it was too hot. Didn't like it. It was too much. The ribs are good.
What's too hot to you?
Yeah.
I felt like 29, 31-ish. If I had to
I was
eyeball
gonna
it.
say I looked at the humidity today, and it was like 100% today. So
Okay.
Oh,
see?
come on.
There it is.
29, 30
Yeah.
is actually great weather. I love that kind of summer weather. It's so good.
No.
that's too hot. That's too hot.
Nah.
That's too hot.
Anything beyond 30 is too hot. It can get too hot, but around the 30, maybe a little bit lower, it's actually pretty good.
I mean, the way I feel about it is anything above 10 degrees Celsius is too hot for me.
12 degrees is nice. It's refreshing. I agree.
You
I agree.
Canadians and your cold weather.
I can't help it. I'm one of those people, like, people talk all the time about their dream travel destinations, and I'm like, man, I could really go for, like, visiting Antarctica for, like, a month. Like, that would be so cool. Especially, like, during the time when it's just dark outside for a month. Like, that would be, like, so cool. Like that movie, 30 Days of Night. It could be like that, but all the time, you know?
Maybe.
It'd be pretty cool. But I hope everyone's having a lovely, lovely Chunday, because this is the PlayStation Drive. We talk about PlayStation all the time. So, of course, let's head on over and do some little housekeeping. So, of course, we have our website, patreon.com/carpoolgaming, where, of course, you can sign up for get exclusive podcasts like the Campfire Podcast or the Pants Patreon Podcast for Patrons Podcast. I believe Bowser released her episode this week. And then I'm not going to spoil it, because, we usually don't like to spoil who's next. Oh, no, sorry. It was Amanda this week. I thought it was Bowser for some reason, but it's Amanda.
Bowser was before. Amanda just dropped today. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you for the correction there. And you're welcome, YouTube comments. You don't need to correct me. We may have someone familiar to you all from this panel who might be on the next week's episode, but I won't say who, because I won't spoil the surprise. You'll find out Monday morning, or if you're listening on audio feeds, you already know, because you're listening in the future, because this episode isn't out yet. So make sure to check that out. Of course, Campfire, our brand new podcast as well. Make sure to check that out as well. And of course, we have a 7-day free trial of the Patreon. If you ever want to, dip your toes in and find out, if the water's warm over there on Patreon, if you want to check out some of the cool shows, you can definitely do that over patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Of course, we also have our Summer Game Fest merch that we are still selling. So you can definitely make sure to pick that up before the end of the month. And also, we have a brand new shirt to celebrate Campfire. It's released as well. You can check that out over on our website, carpoolgaming.com as well. Without further ado, folks, let's grab our 8-tracks, pop them in. It's time for the playlist. Time to talk about the games we played this week, starting, as always, with the person who has nothing written in their box. Ron, did you even play the games this week, my friend?
No, I got a few hours in today. I've been pretty busy this week, so I didn't really get much gaming in on Trails like I wanted to. So, yeah. Week and life got in the way. So, hopefully next week I'll have a little bit more of an update.
Okay, that's good. Riley King asked the important question: is the fire, is the our shirt fireproof? And I'm like, yeah, no, of course it's not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No,
Unfortunately not.
that's not how that works.
No.
All right. Yeah, it sounds like a busy week. In fact, Ron, you may feel bad, but I feel like you and I are going to have more in common than you think when we get to me. But Matt, I want to move to you, man. What'd you play?
And quite the opposite, where I got to play many, many games. I finally rolled credits on Dead Space Remake. It is phenomenal. I loved it so much. It was the perfect remake. Again, it's a shame that I don't think another Dead Space Remake 2 or anything new from that series is going to come out. But, it really just captures that horror aspect. It's not, I wouldn't say it's very stressful like Resident Evil with management items, but like just that whole spooky vibe, like it just crushes it. And it's just a shame that I don't think we get any more of it, but it's a shame. But it was fantastic. So it's still on Game Pass. Is it on PS Plus Extra? It might be, right?
No,
Can't remember.
It is not.
No, but definitely on Game Pass. But definitely, you know what? It's worth buying. Okay?
Oh, it's also on EA
It's
Play.
worth buying.
That's up there too as well.
Yeah.
That's an option on PlayStation.
Yes, Matt, it
So
is worth buying. Yes, make
It
that
is worth
known.
buying.
Yeah. I'm also
Hey,
throwing it out there
you know-
as well, like EA Play. I'm mentioning it here because I know a lot of people got EA Play this week specifically to try out EA College Football. So if you
Oh.
have a subscription to EA Play because of that, because that trial is there, you might as well play Dead Space Remake because it's right there.
Agreed.
It's so good.
It
It's
deserves
so
it.
good. But Rod, you're correct. 2025, it drops on sale. Getting a physical for sure. Definitely physical worthy for the PS5. Will I play it right away again? No, but honestly, I'll take a peek at the trophy list because I really enjoyed it, and I would like to at least challenge myself in that sense. And then I moved on to
Whoa. Slow down for a
Xenoblade
second.
Chronicles.
Slow
Slow
for a
down.
second, friend. Do you think it's
fast.
better than the original Dead Space?
That is an excellent question. I would say they're comparable, to be quite honest. I mean, obviously, like with the shiny bells and whistles and the new graphics and stuff like that, and a few changes. But I don't know, man. Like I'm playing on like a 1080p like TV, and to me, like I can tell the difference between PS3 to PS4, but it's not like this is night and day. Like I have to be really looking for it. So for someone like me, I can't see like a huge difference between like PS3 graphics to even PS5. It doesn't it's not a big deal to me, is what I'm basically saying. Like I don't mind playing PS3 games. I think they still look beautiful. I still like playing GameCube games. I think they look fantastic. So because of that, and because it was such a faithful remake where they didn't change it too much, you can go either way, to be quite honest. And you know what? I know some people in the internet, they prefer Silent Isaac because this one talks a lot. So you have your choices,
Silent Isaac.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to you which one you want.
I will just point out, Riley King in the chat says yes. The correct answer is yes.
Correct answer is yes. They're both fantastic. Okay.
I will say that other than talking of Isaac, though, like as someone who kind of, played the Dead Space remake and also played the original kind of at very similar, junctions in time, I would say of all the horror remakes that are out there, it's definitely the most similar to the original. Like other than talking Isaac and like more of the cinematic approach that they do with this version, it is very, very similar to the original one in a lot of ways. So versus Resident Evil 4 or 3, Matt, which you and I both know, very different games from their original counterparts.
Very different. I would compare Dead Space Remake to The Last of Us Part 1 compared to The Last of Us Remastered. Not PS3, but if you go from Last of Us Remastered to the remake, the games play very, very similarly. Again, like yes, it does look better, but is it like night and day? In my opinion, the answer is no. So
Yeah.
you can go either way.
Also,
But,
Riley King asks, "Is there reading?" There's some.
Yes,
It's not a lot.
Yes,
It's not a lot.
There's some. You do need to read the blood-written messages on the wall. Cut off their limbs and things like that. And there's text, right? No, there's text dialogues. There's little journal diaries.
Yeah.
Some
there's,
are
like, little
audio, I
notes
believe.
to collect. Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of gives you like more backstory. So there is some reading. It's enjoyable. But no, fantastic game. I highly recommend it. But I do need to move. I do need to move on
Of course.
because
Of course.
the Xenobabes have been waiting for this.
Oh
I
God.
have finally. Oh yes, yes. The Xenobabes
Here
have
we
been
go.
waiting for this. I have finally started Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC, Torn of the Golden Country. Question already? I didn't even get to say anything.
Before you
yet.
get going,
Question.
before
Go to
you
the press
get
pool.
going, you have to correct it. It's not Xenobabes anymore. As Amanda stated on the podcast. It is Xenobabes.
No.
That's even
She
worse.
misspoke. No, exactly. We are not Xenobabes.
Xenobabes. Let's go.
No.
Ron, I will only go with Xenobabes if you acknowledge that today is in fact Chun Day.
Not happening.
Then I can't acknowledge it.
Xenobabes.
Xenobabes.
Xenobabes lives on. Yeah.
Xenobabes it is.
Wasn't worth it. Xenobabes. I'm enjoying it so far. It's more or less the same of the main game. They've changed the combat a bit, so I'm enjoying it so far. Taking my time with it, don't want to rush through it. And then I'm playing on my PS3 again, because I'm playing a PlayStation 1 game, because I got the Spooky Spooks from Dead Space Remake. So I'm continuing, and I'm finally playing Parasite Eve.
Let's go.
Finally.
Finally.
It's
Matt.
about time. Yes.
Jesus.
And
Thank
yes,
you for putting me out of my misery.
everybody, you were right. I am loving it so much. I'm almost upset because this would have like blown me away when I was 12 years old playing Resident Evil 2. Like this would have like blown my mind away. Like it is so good. Like the opening, can I spoil it or is it too long? It's been 20
Go
plus
on.
years.
It's been years.
It's fine. Fully is not going to
Okay.
play it anyway, so it's okay.
All right, spoiler alert for anybody who has not played Parasite Eve. Okay, I'm spoiling the story a little bit. The opening cinematic is wild, okay? You're a police officer and you go into like a theater and everybody starts bursting into flames and like you can see them catching on fire. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any audio, but like I can hear their screams just by looking at their faces because they're bursting into flames. They're
No,
going
it's
on
got
fire.
opera music
And I'm
because
like,
you're at the opera.
thank you very much. But yeah, it is wild. I was like, what is going on? And then and that's the beginning. It just throws you right in. I do like the fact that it's like action based RPG. It's as I thought it would be turn based. So I'm very surprised that you have to move around because they'll hit you.
But it is
And you
essentially
have to get
turn-based
close to
because
them.
even though you, the character, are moving around, you're taking your actions in turns.
That is true. Because you have to fill up a bar, you press a button, and then you can technically wait, and you can kind of take your time.
Because it's
in
essentially,
actions, right?
when
Yeah.
you think about it, it's basically the active time battle system from Final Fantasy.
That's how you two knew I would love this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly what it reminds me of. That is
you like the
exactly
spooky
what
games.
and I love it.
Yeah.
It is like the perfect mashup. I'm enjoying it so much, and it's still spooky, even 20 plus years later.
So how did you
just
miss
like
this the first time around?
Didn't have a PlayStation. Like I rented PlayStation from Blockbuster Microplay, and my cousin, he's like, "Here's Resident Evil 2 because the cover art looks good." I'm like, "Okay." I didn't even pick it, right? So we just picked off random games like Crash Bandicoot, like Gran Turismo. Parasite Eve just didn't. The cover art didn't catch my eye at that time.
I was gonna say the cover art doesn't also convey the fact that it's a horror game.
It was
Or a
very.
horror
It was very. Yeah. It was not a great cover.
So it is a shame, but yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I think I'm on day 2, trying to see where the story goes. But yeah, just loving the combat. I'm using the club as much as I can to save on bullets. I'm treating it like it's Resident Evil. I'm trying to hoard all my medicine, all my ammo. So I'm just trying to hit everybody with the club, and yeah, it's wild. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Nice.
So there's other Parasite Eve games. There are
There
three-
are
there's
other
three of them?
ones. There's Parasite Eve 2, which is more of a Resident Evil type. Like they do away with the the time bar aspect of it, and it is closer to something like Resident Evil 2. And then there is The Third Birthday, which is on the PSP, which is like a straight up like action shooter game.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm assuming I'm going to thoroughly enjoy this game.
You're going
Should
to
I
enjoy
play
the first
Ron
one, yes.
saying-
Yeah.
Will I enjoy the second? And I don't think I have access to the third one.
I
Don't
will.
play the second one?
Ron, you're shaking your head, but I feel like he might actually enjoy it as a big Resident Evil PS1 fan. Because
You didn't like it, Ron.
at the same time,
I'll
I don't
be
think
shocked that Matt will like that one, but hey, maybe we'll find out. Maybe he'll play it.
maybe. I would definitely say The Third Birthday is probably the weakest of the three of them.
That's not going to happen. Yeah, Matt, you have a PSP to play it on?
I don't even have a PSP anyways,
Okay.
so that one's out of the question.
That's one though, Ron. I could see them actually bringing to PS Plus at some point and making it like a $10 download on
could.
the PS5 at
Yeah.
some point.
okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
I'm a bit torn on that second one. I don't know if you'll like that one, man.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I didn't mind it. I actually thought it was good. It was definitely not as good as the first one though. That's the point we're trying to convey though. Is it's definitely not as good as the first one, but it's also just a very different game. So
yeah, most PE fans don't seem to like the second, but that doesn't mean you won't like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, most people don't like Zelda 2, and I like that game a lot.
See, it depends. And there's a lot of humor in Parasite Eve. I didn't know that. Like again, if taking you back down memory lane, like at the beginning, when she's at the opera house, what's her name? Aya, I think.
Aya, yeah.
I think it's Aya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who, by the way, I must say, respectfully, of course, is quite the looker. Respectfully, though. I'm just saying, I can appreciate this even in PS1.
I mean, I have seen Media cosplay, Matt, of said character. That's all I'm going to say.
I can see why. Anyways, at the opening sequence, when you're in the opera house and, people are bursting into flames, I think she's on a date with somebody and he's losing his mind and she body checks him out of the way so that she can charge to the stage to save people. And I was like, the body check was unnecessary, but I appreciated it. You know what? Kind of like the personality. I'm all for it. I enjoyed it. So it's just random humor. I don't know.
Well, you just wait, man. You just wait because the game gets wild when you get towards the end. And it's also one of the only Christmas RPGs that we get out there too, because it takes place during the Christmas time, the Christmas season, because there's Christmas decorations and stuff everywhere. Also, I'm going to answer Riley King's question in the chat. Ryan, is that a Yoshi shirt? This is actually a Mario shirt. I got all the characters, including Yoshi, on my shirt. So there you go. But Matt, that's it. That's
thoroughly enjoying it. I mean, if I could, you know what? I played, was it Gauntlet Legends from Dreamcast N64? Because I was at a wedding yesterday, and I don't even know the groom very well, but he decided to bring some old school consoles to entertain us, which I appreciated. So I got to play Gauntlet Legends, brought back some childhood memories, and then I got to play Mario on Atari, but it's not the Mario I'm very familiar with, because this Mario, you can't jump on the turtles.
Well, yeah, it's more the original Mario Brothers, right? That's what you played?
Yes, it is the original. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to jump below them to knock them up out of their shells.
See, before my time, because I was like, okay, this is the only game I know on the Atari. Surely I know how to play. And then the screen came up. I'm like, it's not the Mario I recognize, but I at least know how to play. So I tried to jump on a turtle, and I died. I said, it's not the Mario that I know, actually. Yeah.
Because they actually turned that game, Matt, into the bonus game in Super Mario Brothers 3, and also in the Mario GBA titles. You could always play that as a multiplayer battle game.
No, it was but yeah, I had a very good week catching up on all the games and looking forward to more time with Parasite Eve. And at this rate, if I enjoyed this much, I will at least try Parasite Eve 2. Don't know if it'll be this year, but at least give it a shot.
Yeah, you should at least try it, because even if you don't like it, you should give it at least a chance. And if it doesn't hit you, then that's fine. Just move on. YOLO.
But no, I appreciate the recommendation because love it. It's so good.
I was gonna say I knew it was a Matt game from a mile away. So yes, I'm so glad you're finally playing it. But speaking of playing games, Fulia, you're next. What'd you play?
So I decided to jump back into Minecraft on the PC just because I hadn't been on it for a good 12 months or so. And I'm part of a realm with some friends there, and it's in creative mode. So we've got our own little creative world, essentially, where we build anything and everything. And so we've built cities and areas from games, and we've been building all sorts of different things, and we've been doing a lot of pixel art as well. I decided to build a PS5 in there, just cause.
Nice.
Because I'm
nice.
We've got a gaming land with Nintendo and all that sort of stuff, and one of my friends built up a Series X. So I'm right next to it. There was enough space for me to build up a PS5 console, so that's what I did. So I built a PS5 console next to it.
Yes, Koala. Yes.
Good.
Yeah. So yeah, been sort of getting my bearings back into Minecraft, considering I hadn't played it for a little while. Jumped back into Paper Mario this weekend. Mm-hmm. Finally finished Chapter 3. Oh my goodness, so many stupid battles.
Excellent.
How dare you?
Sounds like it's a real winner. Sounds like you're really enjoying this one.
Chapter 3's done, finally. I'm happy it is over. I can move on from that. But still getting those creepy vibes from that AI robot that's at that place that's captured Peach. So I'm like, I don't like it.
Okay.
I also played a visual novel.
Of course you did.
And it's free. So anyone can play this. It's on PC. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Excellent.
Oh.
Did not have this on my bingo card today.
I forgot
even
if you
heard of
played
this.
that.
Yes. It is interesting. I haven't finished it 100%, but I managed to get through majority of it. And let's just say it essentially starts off as like this murder mystery party for a certain someone. Not Sonic, obviously.
It could be anyone.
It could be anyone. But then you find out it turns into a bit of a murder mystery, like for reals. So
Okay.
yeah, it's interesting. So I'm kind of enjoyed the story, but you know, I don't know. It feels like it was going a bit too long, even though it's supposed to be like a 2 or 3 hour game.
Well, especially for a game, Fulia, I don't know if you knew the history of this, but it was an April Fool's joke last year that they released on Steam. And then they just left it there because people kept playing it.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, no, when I saw it on Steam, I was like, it's free. It's a visual novel. Why not? So I jumped into it, and yeah, it's an interesting concept. But it's really, yeah, a lot of reading.
Yep. Knew that was coming.
Yep.
Knew that was coming.
There's no voice acting in this.
I'm just going to
There's a lot of
comment again.
too much.
Too much battle.
Shush, Riley.
Good old reading.
Yep.
But no, it's all right. Like if you want to check it out for yourself, it's free. Go play it if you want. It's on Steam.
So what you're saying is this is one of the times that free 99 is not a setup, and it's actually worth it.
No, it's worth it. I mean, it's only like a 2-ish hour, 3 hour game, depending on how you go through with the puzzles and whatnot. So it's fine.
All right.
Yeah. And then the last game that I will mention that I played, is a game that I hadn't gotten around to, but I did by day one.
Okay.
And
Do tell.
Is it Horizon?
that's no, it's Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh, Hercule.
And yep, Hercule Poirot. I bought the deluxe edition because I really wanted the art book and all that sort of stuff, which, by the way, the first page tells you not to go ahead if you haven't played the game, because it apparently has spoilers. So, no, I flicked through it without reading anything, so it's not like I saw anything specific.
Oh, okay.
So it's fine. But when I saw the first page and it said that, and I'm like, okay, put it away.
Yeah.
Put it aside.
I'm glad
But
that
it
they do that, because like a
Yeah.
lot of art books don't do that, and then they have spoilers, and you're like, oh man,
true.
why'd I read this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I won't even look at it until I'm done with the game, just in
Yeah.
case.
Well, that's the thing. I don't normally go out of my way to get things that have the art book in them. I usually just get a standard edition and that's it. But this one, because I've been loving the actual series so much, I found out that it was coming with a deluxe edition. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm getting it. Like, that's a day one purchase for me. But it also came with the digital version of the art book and a digital soundtrack code. So you could download them onto your PC and just, go through your art book while you're listening to the soundtrack, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so far I've played through like the prologue and the first chapter. The prologue's essentially just sort of to get your bearings around how to maneuver your character and interact with all that sort of stuff and do all the puzzles. This, I will say, is a major upgrade in quality of life stuff from the previous games, because it's made by Microids, who have done the previous ones. This is also by them too. And my goodness, have there been upgrades in the in the gameplay itself, like in terms of doing the puzzles. There's no connect the dots in the mind maps like the previous ones. This one actually gives you multiple choice options when you're doing mind map stuff, which is really interesting and much preferable, to be honest. Another thing I will mention, now it is also available on PlayStation, so you can play it, and I think other consoles too. I bought it on Switch because my previous iterations were on Switch as well. I am surprised that the load times are actually a lot quicker with this one on the Switch compared to the others. That's a surprise. That's a big tick for me. Like, it's not as long as the previous games, so I'm very happy with that at least. There's still some glitches happening here and there, but it's not as noticeable as what the previous ones have. But I'm actually enjoying it a lot. And yeah, it's also because, you know, I already know the story because I've watched the movie, and I definitely would love to go out of my way to read the book. That'd be really cool too. It's essentially this series of games actually got me into watching the Agatha Christie Hercule Poirot series from back in the day, and now I'm all over it even more because now I want to go read the books, Agatha Christie books. So, yeah, Murder on the Orient Express. It is actually pretty good. I would definitely recommend it.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad
If you
Poirot
like
came
those-
back, by the way, because it's been a while since we've heard about Poirot.
Yeah, I know. It has definitely been a while. So yeah, I was like, you know what? I think it's about time I jump into it. So I am very happy that I decided to get into it again, and I'm looking forward to continuing it on. Yeah, it's really good though. I'm enjoying it.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, as for me, friends, played some games this week. Number one, played more Concord Beta. I said my piece about it last week, and my thoughts really haven't changed. I thought it was fine and fun, but I just wasn't really super into it this week. But I also just didn't have time to play with friends this week, because I know Lachlan was playing a lot still.
Yeah, she's on it.
She's
She's
like
on it still.
really into Concord.
Yeah.
She's loving it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I thought it was fine. But I just, like Ron this week, I just didn't honestly have a ton of time to play games this week. Or I shouldn't say that. I had free time, but I'm adjusting to my new work schedule of, working very late evenings. And it was very busy at work a lot of weeks this week because we had big U.S. political stuff that we were covering, which I will not get into. And it actually just led to me not playing as much stuff this week. But I did play a little more Final Fantasy 14, but I'm not going to get into it. Just, daily stuff, whatever. The truth game that I was really sinking my teeth into this week was this game. The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age, on the Nintendo GameCube. Now,
Yes.
my
Okay.
Xbox copy doesn't work, so I couldn't play the Xbox copy. But luckily, I still had this GameCube copy on my shelf. And it comes on not one, but two GameCube discs,
Oh
which is
yes.
exciting.
Oh, they're the mini discs.
Yes. I mean, that
Two
is
discs.
that is the style.
Sorry, I never had a GameCube, so I have no idea.
No.
You've never had a GameCube?
That was the goat. That was the
That
goat.
is the goat.
I would say the
Don't
original
shrug your
Xbox
shoulders.
I would say the original Xbox was the GOAT of that console generation.
Honestly, like I've said previously in the past, that my first Nintendo console was a NES, and then the one after that was a Wii.
There you go.
Everything else I missed in between.
But technically,
You missed a lot.
Fulia, a Wii is also a GameCube because you can put the GameCube games in there and connect your controllers to it.
Well, I didn't know that.
That's true.
so-
There you go. But no, so this game, of course, was the winner of the license game poll that I did, the tournament bracket. And I wanted to finally check it out because it's a cool, like, Lord of the Rings RPG. It turns out this game is a lot of fun. It basically is just, I will just come out and say it, though. It's basically just Final Fantasy X, but in Lord of the Rings instead of with
Sure
Final
is.
Fantasy characters, but without Blitzball. So it just is infinitely better than Final
Yeah,
Fantasy
I'm about to
X.
say that makes it a bit better.
Yeah, exactly. But you
In
have
Milwaukee.
basic. One of my favorite things about the Third Age, though, is the fact that it's actually based in the movie universe of Lord of the Rings and not the book universe, which means you get all the accoutrements from the Lord of the Rings movies in this game, including all the music from the Lord of the Rings movies, including like the combat music is like the combat music that they play in the Lord of the Rings movies, to the fact that you've got the voice cast from the movies, including like there's 107 like collectible movies that you can find throughout them, and those are kind of the collectibles you find in the environment, and they're all narrated by Ian McKellen in the Gandalf voice. And like I don't know about y'all, but I want Ian McKellen to just read me a bedtime story every night after listening to those. He does such a great job. I do have some nitpicks though. For example, like in the second chapter, you fight a boss going into it that none of your melee characters can hit, but at that time you have only one ranged character in your entire party. And the boss has a ton of health. And then when you defeat the boss, when you finally get through that, you then go into a separate area where you fight more of that same boss, but with slightly less health. Mm-hmm. And you're just sitting there just like passing the turn so I can get to my archer and hope my archer doesn't die, or I have to reset the game because none of my characters can hit the enemy.
It was a slog.
Yes.
Yes.
So, and there's little things like that throughout. But I really enjoyed like the customization of your different party members, because you can really tweak all their stats, because you can control everything from their strength and agility and speed and health, kind of like D&D stats in a lot of ways. But then you also have to choose like which skills they're going to learn, because as you use your skills with your individual characters, they'll then unlock one of two skills that you preset in the menu, and they basically build up points towards learning that skill. So you really have to read the descriptions of the skills themselves to figure out, okay, which ones do I want to unlock for this character? So it has some really interesting customization elements that I really, really enjoyed. And the story is pretty good too. Like, it's not, obviously as good as the main story of the Lord of the Rings, but you're following a group of adventurers that, initially their quest is starting out, searching for Boromir, after he falls in battle. But then you get kind of twisted up in this other conflict that's happening at the same time as the plot of the main movie. And I thought all that was pretty cool. So yeah, I think this game is solid. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm on the final chapter. So like, I would be very surprised if I don't finish it tonight after we're done the podcast. But I think it's a pretty solid game. Also, it goes back to the connection from Matt's first game, because it was made by the Dead Space developers, Visceral Games, aka EA Redwood Shores, as they were known as before they did Dead Space.
Know that.
Yes, they also did like the James Bond games for EA, as well as some other stuff. Like they did all kinds of.
No, the James Bond games were pretty good.
Yeah, and because they did like Agent Under Fire and a couple other ones. So. That was kind of their games before this one. And then this one was kind of the game they made before Dead Space. So it's pretty cool to kind of see their lineage. Right. There you go. Lord of the Rings, The Third Age on the GameCube. Please be excited. All right. Well, without further ado, we should probably transition to our topic of the week. Because, friends, we are going to talk about exclusives on other consoles that are not PlayStation, and which ones we would like to see make their way, mosey on over to the old PlayStation. So we're going to go around the horn, as we usually do, and talk about what games we picked out, of course, starting, as always, with Ron. What do you think, Ben?
So I'm going to start with Xbox first. And, of course, most people are already going to know I'm going to choose one full experience. The Gears of War collection. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All of them.
Let's go.
That's not a collection that exists, though.
I want all of them.
All of them. One experience. You have to bring all of them, not just one. Say it, Ron.
You can't just do
Say
one,
with your heart.
all of them. So.
Thank you.
Somehow I missed this when I had my 360. I was playing a whole bunch of stuff on it. I like cover-based shooters. I heard everybody talk about Gears. I was not against playing it, but for some odd reason, I never got around to it. So I would love for Gears to finally come to PlayStation. Please. All of them. All of them.
I like it. And on the DualSense 5, you can have the adaptive triggers, because it's a shooter-based game, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a cover-based shooter.
Cover-based shooter. It was the kind of like the cover-based shooter that inspired all the other cover-based shooters. At that point, don't get me wrong, it wasn't the first.
Yeah, it wasn't the first, but it was the one you're right. That is the one that sit there and kind of blew the doors off for.
The first one was like Kill Streak or something. It was a PS2 game.
Kill Switch.
Kill Switch, yes.
Yep.
that was the first one that was like
Yeah.
the first real cover shooter.
Yeah.
And then Gears kind of borrowed from that, and then everyone kind of followed Gears once it
Yeah,
became
sure
popular.
did. Sure did.
Yeah. The hip high walls, Ron.
Yes, my friend.
Question with the press pool.
Yes.
So, when the Gears 1 full experience finally comes to PlayStation, what kind of trophies are you looking for? Do you want it to be difficulty based? You got to do multiple playthroughs? You don't want any of that? We don't do that here. This is your dream. What kind of
You already
platinum
know.
trophy?
No
Tell
difficulty,
us.
no extra playthroughs. Give it to me in one shot, and I'm
Okay.
good. I don't need to go through on an extra difficulty because that means that platinum won't happen. But to
But-
give me in one go, I might.
Ron, as you may know, the Gears games on Xbox, almost all the trophies are actually multiplayer trophies. So how do you feel about that? Especially
Oh.
especially
those.
the ones that are really hard, because each Gears game has one achievement that is always brutally difficult to do that. They do that on purpose, where it's like you have to play 1,000 matches and get a certain number of
no.
kills, and then you have to just do a certain number of this, and this.
Nah, no multiplayer, please. Or make that a separate thing to itself away from the base game. Mainly for the fact that when they close down the servers, it's impossible to get any of the multiplayer stuff, and I hate that. So if they're going to do it that way, then yeah, platinum definitely will not happen for me. I hate it when they do that.
I mean, Ron, just to put it out there, there's a trophy in Killzone 2 that in order to get it, you have to be the #1 player in the world at Killzone 2, which is impossible to get now because the servers are turned off.
Yeah, no thank you.
But your boy has that trophy.
Oh,
Hey.
look at this. He took that as a moment to flex real quick.
A little bit.
Congratulations.
Yeah, look at me flexing.
Let's go.
I don't have the one from Tiger Woods 06, which is also be #1 at the world at Tiger Woods 06. But I have the Killzone 2 one.
Why make trophies like that and then close the server down? That's almost like the crap with Mad Max. You can't platinum Mad Max now because the servers are closed. It's like, what?
Yeah. I mean, when they eventually close down the servers on Middle-earth Shadow of War, you will be able to get the platinum for that either.
Yeah, thank goodness I already got the platinum for that. Thank God.
Yeah.
Just in time.
Yeah. All right.
I didn't know that Gears known for being a multiplayer game. Like
Yes.
sorry, I've never
Yeah.
played any.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it's talking like it's not like co-op. It's like PvP.
There's co-op,
There is a
online
co-op
co-op,
campaign.
which people know about, and the multiplayer like versus stuff. It's known for
Oh,
both.
and is there a big community for this PvP? Like, is it ongoing?
Yes.
Like, or
Yeah.
oh.
Yes, sir.
In fact, the servers are still on for all the old Gears games, and people still play the heck out of even the first one online. In fact, if you've played a horde mode in a video game where essentially you're defending a point against a bunch of AI enemies, that originated from Gears. Like that was also a Gears multiplayer thing too.
See, if I had
play
played
Gears
it at
game
an
at some
appropriate time, I probably would have been down for the multiplayer stuff. But
Yeah.
I was big on Modern Warfare at that time. OG Modern Warfare was my thing, and we played the crap out of that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Well, Matt, how about you, man?
I'm going to continue with the Xbox train. I really feel it's never going to happen, but it would be
It's
very
Forza.
nice.
It's Forza. Let's go. Yeah.
The tutorial.
We don't do that here. Okay? We don't do that here. We don't need
Oh,
we
come
don't
on.
need that. We don't need that. No.
Forza
about that.
Horizon. Yeah.
No
Anyways,
thanks.
Matt,
No
continue.
thanks. I'd like to see Starfield on PlayStation. And you know what? Maybe it'll happen one day. You never know. But, just because all the Bethesda games that I've played in the past, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, it's all on PlayStation. So, to be quite honest, it's kind of funny because I still haven't played Starfield, but a big reason for why I bought my Series S, so I can have access to Starfield because I love Bethesda games. So I would love to see that on the PlayStation, really, really make a good use of the DualSense 5. I haven't played it, but you can use the adaptive triggers when you're flying a spaceship, right? Something. Please. I would imagine.
I mean, you could always take
And-
a test drive since you have Game Pass. Just saying.
I could.
You could. And the PlayStation exists.
and
The
try to-
PlayStation version is out there, so you're going to get your wish.
You never know. Trophy wise, as long again, just similar to Ron, as long as it isn't like a massive grind, it'd be nice to have a nice platinum trophy where it's just, preferably one run, or if it is, involving multiple endings, there are save points you can just hop back into. Difficulty wise, depends on how the combat mechanic systems are. Question from the press pool. Yes, Ron. Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and let you down now to let you know that more than likely, if they ever do bring it to PlayStation, they're probably going to make you do a New Game Plus. Because from what Starfield fans say, is that the real game doesn't begin to the New Game Plus.
What does that even mean? The new real game doesn't
I don't know.
until New Game Plus.
Yeah.
I would have to
That's
talk to
scary.
Marcus about
I
it.
will
don't
tell
know.
you that with Starfield, first of all, the unlike other Bethesda games, there is real reasons why you want to finish the mainline campaign first before you do any of the side stuff.
What? That's like so backwards from other Bethesda games.
Exactly. Like
That's wild.
Yeah, very.
There are crucial mechanics, and I won't spoil what they are. There are crucial mechanics that only are unlocked by playing through the main campaign that you kind of need for the side stuff. For everything
That
else.
is wild. That
Yes.
would be a very refreshing experience because
Well, refreshing to
Every
you.
other-
Some people were very upset about
But that's why they also say the game starts at New Game Plus. It's because once you finish the campaign, you then have all these tools at your disposal to then go through the rest of the game without problem.
okay. So just when I do play it, whether it's on my Xbox or if it eventually
that.
comes
Golden
to
Path at
PlayStation.
first.
Yep. So just story mode, beeline it to the roll credits, and then come back and enjoy wandering around in the vastness of space.
Exactly.
Okay, good to know. But yeah, like Ron said, there's a version that exists, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll
yeah.
come.
That PlayStation version still
You
exists.
never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's also I don't know if you remember this, Ron. There's also a PS3 version of Gears of War out there too. So, because they were developing.
Jeez, I did
Oh.
forget that. Yeah, I did.
Yep. That's a thing. All right, Fulia. What about you? What do you got?
All
for
right.
us?
Okay. So I'm going to also continue on with Xbox. And I want to say, and I really do want to say Forza Horizon or Motorsport, which, it should be there.
Yeah.
But my actual option that I really would like to see is Viva Pinata come to
Oh,
PlayStation.
I didn't see that coming.
I like that.
I forgot that even existed. Wow. Okay.
I really enjoyed playing that game. It's really cute and it's fun, and it does have its the things where you have to. It's got like an evil thing going on where it'll start killing your little pinatas, so you have to keep an eye on them.
So it's like
kinda
Bug Snacks, where it's pretty much a murder game.
No, it is not.
You're just
Have you
smashing
not
the
played it?
pinatas, Ron. That's
Yeah, you
fine.
just
No,
smash pinatas.
Viva Pinata got a pass for me back in the 360
Aw.
days. Sorry.
Sorry, what kind of pass, Ron? I didn't catch that.
It was a multi-pass.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Nah, it's fun. It's kind of like a little mini. It's kind of like a simulation game, but you're looking after like a farm of pinatas, animal pinatas,
Yeah.
and it's cute. And then
See,
you
you
get
know I
to
wouldn't
breed
play a game
them
like
and
that.
all that sort of stuff. Yeah, no, I like it. That needs to come. It needs to come to PlayStation.
Yeah. I mean, people have been asking for this for years,
Yeah.
Fulia, so this makes perfect sense. But I'm kind of surprised
Sony,
it never happened.
come on.
This point, but, yeah. People
There's
love
an audience.
Viva Pinata. People talk about that game all the time.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Well, you know what? I had a different choice to start it, but I have to finish the Xbox train at this point.
Okay,
Because, like,
okay.
there's the most obvious one that's just sitting there. Like Halo the Master Chief Collection. Why? Like, come on. We need that on PlayStation. What are we doing here?
Multipass.
Like Gears is great, and Viva
Whole
Pinata
thing,
is
the whole
great.
thing, the one full experience,
Well,
all of it,
just
right?
Master Chief Collection.
Matt,
It's one
stop.
game. It's one game.
Okay, one full
including
experience. Okay,
with 6 games in the collection, mind you. But
It's one
I
full
love it.
experience.
Yes. Continue,
I mean,
please.
I
love it.
I mean, unlike the other one full experiences that Matt tries to sell, it's one physical.
Yeah,
product you
it
pick up
actually
off the
is
shelf.
one full experience. That makes sense.
Yes. But Master Chief Collection, I mean, it contains the first 4 Halo games. And then, of course, they went and added Halo ODST and Halo Reach 2, the package, a little bit later. And the Halo games are really fun. They're still really awesome to go back to. And the multiplayer is still fantastic with friends. Of course, we famously did Halo Saturdays for the longest time here on this channel. And people, love to come out and play it as well. So I do really want to see more people have a chance to play the Halo games who maybe don't want to buy an Xbox, and I think it would be cool to see some of those games come to PlayStation. And in fact, I do think, like, if you asked me, last year if I ever thought that would happen, I would say no. But like after everything that happened this year, I'm like, maybe that does happen at some point.
Times
Maybe we do
are
see,
different.
know.
Yeah.
maybe we see Master Chief Collection specifically, because I think that'd be a good fit for PlayStation. It doesn't need Halo Infinite. That's fine. They can stay on Xbox for now. But Halo Master Chief Collection. That's the true get. It would be awesome. So
Yeah, nice choice, man.
thank you.
Honestly, if I didn't have an Xbox and then they did bring that collection to PlayStation, I'd actually buy it full price.
Yeah.
Because I want to see what the fuss is all about.
Honestly,
I
Matt,
might play that with you, Matt, because I too skipped on Halo the first time around and gave it a multi-pass because I didn't see the big deal with it, but maybe I should try.
I own those games already on Xbox, and I would buy it again just to play it on PlayStation.
See?
To get those, get trophies for those, maybe play with y'all, do some stuff in the community. I think it'd be super fun. Like, I would love to play Halo with y'all. I think that'd be cool. So
I've tried Halo in the past, and I don't know.
And?
It's not for me.
No, they'll do it for you. Yeah.
But you're also
I'm not a person that likes shooters.
I was just about to say, you're not really like a first-person shooter person too
No.
much, Fulia, so that makes sense. But
Is there
Wrong.
melee in Halo? Can you hit people? Like
Yes.
with melee?
Oh, yeah. of
famously, if you
course.
hit someone in the back, they instantly die.
Oh, fully can do that. You can punch people in the back of the head.
A little too violent for her, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Or you
You know,
could
she was
be,
shooting people in Uncharted and killing them dead.
or you could be like me and just grab a mongoose, which is one of the vehicles in the game. It's basically an ATV, and I just drive it around and just say it's mongoose time, and everyone just gets out of my way.
Look, I'd be happy to be the driver, and that is all I'll do. I'll just drive.
Okay, that works. You can. Drivers are, like something we need more of in Halo.
Yeah.
Don't let Koala fool you. She enjoys the violent shoots. Don't let her
Nah,
fool you.
not really.
Really?
She does, right?
Those
I
Uncharted
don't.
playthroughs were great.
Dude, just because I played through that game doesn't mean I was enjoying the shooting part.
Just to let everybody know, crotch shots galore
No,
were going
no.
on.
It's not like I was aiming there. Jeez, I was just like, just die already.
She was just trying to.
Random
How are you
shots.
shooting?
Yeah, she says she said she wasn't aiming there, but that's always where it went.
But I
Shoot
never
them in
aimed
the
there.
head to kill
That's
them.
where I was
not the
aiming, but
crotch.
it usually goes down. Anyway, Brian, please.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Wolfclaw who says, "I played the heck out of the Viva Pinata series." Look at that, more love.
Yeah, there's a lot of Viva Pinata fans on the chat there.
I told you,
Yeah,
man. There's lots
There's
of them out
dozens
there.
of us. Dozens.
Exactly. Someone's gonna clip that, and it's gonna be all over the internet. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, you guys need to go pick it in front of the rare building. Then maybe they'll help you get the Viva Pinata too.
Maybe they'll get it off the ground after they finish Everwild run.
Yeah, well, yeah, I forgot about that one. Never worry, 31st.
Yes. I don't think that game ever is going to exist.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, Ron, speaking of you, man, second one. What's your second game?
So, Nintendo. It's going to be a wild pick. I know nobody else would probably pick it, but I got to go with Astral Chain. From the first time I saw that trailer, I was upset because I was like, we aren't going to get this. That game looks awesome. It didn't help that Quag kept talking to me about it when he played it. I got to have that game. Astral Chain just looks great. It has everything that I happen to love at Platinum at that time. Oh, yes, Koala. Can I help you?
Will this game actually get you onto the Nintendo Switch system?
No. You know better than that.
Nice try. Nice try.
You
I
tried
had
for
to
real.
ask.
Oh, that was a psych. That was a good one, Koala.
We've tried that for you. He's already said no multiple times. We've tried.
Yeah, that's not
If
happening.
it's
Now,
a game that he really wants to play,
I'll tell you
why
what, if
not?
my daughter still had her Switch, I would play it, but she doesn't have her Switch anymore. So, yeah, it's not happening. Yeah, it's not happening. But
It's fine.
I really would like to have Astral Chain. God, I would love to have that game. Yeah.
I'm sure if you ask Ron enough, Fulia, he'll switch over. We'll get him someday.
Someday. One day.
So I'll bring my Switch over, and then you can try it out.
Also, it'd be really interesting to see how Astral Chain would run on PlayStation, because I actually think it would get like a big performance boost.
I hope so.
And it would be
I
pretty
hope
cool.
But Quag already offered his Switch that apparently he does not play to me. And I was just like, yeah, no.
Hey, Ron, how about this? Would you like my Coral Switch Lite that I don't play anymore?
Why does
can have it.
everybody have so many
Ooh.
Switches that they do not play? They just have extra Switches laying around. What is going on?
Hey, I play
How
on both of my
Nintendo works.
Switches.
Yeah.
That's how
We all
Nintendo
buy
works.
multiple
They have
consoles
multiple
and then only
consoles.
play one.
Oh, God. You guys are part of
That's
the
it.
problem. This is why Switch has sold 800 billion copies.
Well, that is kind of what
our
happened
money.
with the PlayStation 2 as well. So,
Make our money,
That's
Nintendo.
because the drive kept going out, and then you had to buy a brand new one.
yeah, that's true. All right, Matt, hit us with your next game, man.
Spoiler alert: Astral Chain is also my choice for Nintendo
man,
Switch
my
game
man.
to come over to PlayStation 5. So I can tell you, Ron, and just like what Ryan said, the game when it runs at 30 FPS and it does run consistently, it's good. But if you can just have that at 60 FPS, whew, it'd be much better.
Oh.
And I'm even thinking about just the trophy, like the platinum trophy. If they brought it over, like go all out, because I don't know if you haven't played Astral Chain. It's a very unique combat system where you're attached to. It's called a legion. It's kind of like a different type of animal, and quite honestly, you actually do have to somehow control both of them at the same time in order to be very proficient. Now you can just control yourself and do the attacks, or you can just control your legion. But if you want to get a better rank, like you do have to set the combos and control both of them at the same time. It's hard, but I would love to have a trophy list where it's like get this S rank for this legion, for this one. Difficulty trophies, like go all out. I might be unsuccessful with that platinum trophy, but it would push me to really sink my teeth into the combat system because it's quite unique and there's a lot of depth to it. And like I said, it's great on Nintendo Switch, but I know with the power of the PS5, 60 FPS, assault. There's no trophies on Nintendo. There's no achievements. So I just played it once and I'm like, okay, I'm done. But if it was on the PlayStation 5, New Game Plus, I don't care. I would go all out for it because it is a really unique game, and at this point, I haven't heard any rumors of a sequel, so I don't know what's going to happen, but maybe come to PlayStation one day. Question from the press pool. Yes, Ron.
Matt, friend, what if for the PlayStation Edition they added full co-op campaign?
Oh my god, that would be incredible, and that would be wild, because again, you're basically controlling two, but if you had co-op, there's
Yes,
two of you, four of you on the same screen. Oh, that would be
blew his
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And look,
come on, Koala. Have you seen Astral Chain? It looks so good. It looks so good.
like, listen, I'm a Nintendo dork. I truly am. But who's gonna do multiplayer better, Nintendo or PlayStation?
Nintendo,
They
they got that app.
Oh yes, Nintendo has definitely proven that.
But they would. I don't even know what Nintendo would do with like a multiplayer system. I can't even imagine. It might be like local co-op only, which isn't bad. But want to play with some online friends?
Yeah.
So,
you want to play with your friends?
yeah.
That's what we got for the NES Championship Edition that just came out on Switch. You get to play local multiplayer with people, or you get to play as random ghost data from people.
Yeah. So.
Even Koala said,
I think there's a lot of Nintendo games that I think would benefit from the power of the PlayStation 5, but I think Astral Chain is the most unique one, like Ron said, and it's a shame because again, you just need a little more horsepower, and again, there's no achievement system, there's no trophies on Nintendo. Bring it to PlayStation and we can have all this fun with it. Just such a shame.
Please, yes.
Nice.
Herman needs to hold a little conference and be like, hey, we'll give you Lego Adventures for Horizon. You give us Astral Chain. Sweet exchange.
How do you know
it was
that's
developed
not
by
in the works
Platinum
already?
Games, right?
I wish it was.
Right?
I would. Hold on. I'll call Herman right now. Hold on.
Right now.
Live on the
What
show.
did
What did he
say?
say? What did he say, Ron?
What did he say?
I can't tell you. I'll talk to Herman later.
Embargoed?
Offline.
Embargoed.
We can talk about
Alright.
plenty of stuff. PS6 Pro.
Okay.
Anyways, Fuya,
Yes.
save us, please. Next, your turn.
All right, I'll continue on with the Nintendo train. Look, there are some obvious ones that I could mention, but I'm gonna pick one that I'm not huge on, but I feel like is going to work really well on the PlayStation, and that's of course the thumbnail, Splatoon.
I thought you was gonna say Zelda. I'm a little shocked.
No.
Oh. Splatoon.
Would be great on the PlayStation. It would run really well. Like the way that it runs on the Nintendo Switch at the moment is really good, but I feel like the power of the PlayStation will get this game looking so like just bright, and it'll just pop on the screen. and the shooting styles and all that sort of stuff. Because it's a third-person shooter, it's actually quite fun. Yes, Ron.
Koala, but PlayStation already has its Splatoon. The
No.
greatness that is Foam Stars.
No,
Yep.
okay, I played
go.
Foam Stars. I played Foam
Foam
Stars.
Stars, baby.
You know this, okay?
You gotta foam it up.
And
Foam Stars is the GOAT. How dare you?
There it
Foam
is.
Stars
Yes.
is the boringest of the bore.
Oh!
wow.
Oh!
Sorry. Not very many people were playing it when I jumped in on it as well. So it's not like you were matched up with many players to play rounds. I tried playing through some of the story mode, and it was you know.
So would you say it's cheeks?
Yeah, it's cheeks.
Now, what level on the cheek scale would you rate it at, Fulia?
No,
no.
it's
There's
just
multiple
cheeks.
levels.
It's
Yes,
just cheeks.
yes,
How many
Koala.
cheeks?
Thank you. I love you so much. I love you so much. You're doing the right thing. Thank you so much.
Just
Full
straight
cheeks.
cheeks.
Full cheeks.
It's
Don't
just-
pervert the scale.
it just doesn't. It wasn't great, to be honest. Like, I didn't really enjoy it at all. Like there was nothing there to keep me from continuing on. Like, it has your little pad where you can decorate and add furniture and whatnot, but even that was a bit clunky, and yeah, I didn't like it.
If you don't got nothing to keep coming back, man, it's gonna be a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, that got deleted pretty quick. But yeah, no, I 100% agree that Splatoon should be on the PlayStation, because that would do really
It
well.
looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of fun.
And Star Athena, before I go to Matt, it says matchmaking would also improve with a bigger pool as
Yeah,
well. And I
exactly.
think that's a good
100%.
idea
Uh-oh.
as well.
Matt?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yes?
Question from the press pool. Is it the one full experience of all the Splatoons you want on PlayStation, or just Splatoon 3?
I'm hovering over
Full
the mute
experience.
button on Matt right now. I'm very tempted to click it.
The people want to know.
The people being you?
Splatoon 3
Yes.
or the next edition, or Splatoon 4
Not all
maybe.
three Splatoons.
No.
Not one experience? Oh,
They are
that
not
hurts.
one experience, no.
do they even have storylines in Splatoon? I thought it was just a
They
multiplayer
do.
game. That's it. Okay.
Oh, you
There
don't
is
know
a story
about the
mode.
Splatoon lore, Ron?
There
Oh
is story
Lord,
It
no, I
runs
do not.
deep. It runs
really?
real
Is there
deep.
actually lore for Splatoon?
Yes,
there is.
there actually is.
Yes, there is.
To the point where
Yes.
I think recently they announced like they're doing like an event with some of the characters that were from all three Splatoons.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's
I
like
did
an
not
event
know.
thing happening
I did
soon,
not
and they're
know.
bringing out amiibo for them, and yeah, it's insane. Don't give us the lore.
I think Ron wants to know the lore. He's very surprised.
I don't
I'm
know the
shocked
lore.
by all this. I'm
this
shocked
is
by
my
all this.
this is my first ever Splatoon game.
I mean,
Oh.
just throwing it out there,
So-
Ron. There are videos on YouTube that are over an hour long explaining the lore of Splatoon.
Splatoon lore.
Yeah.
Yep, go for it.
It's a whole
Find
thing.
out something new every day. Wow.
Knowing's half
All
the
right.
battle, man.
Damn.
Knowing's half the battle. Well, speaking of knowing is half the battle, segue. I'm going to just come out and say the most obvious Ryan Turford answer anywhere, because I'm just going to try and will this into his existence, even though Nintendo will never do this.
Metroid.
Metroid Prime Remastered. Just Metroid Prime Remastered. That's all I ask. I'm not even asking for the other games.
He
at
said,
this
I
point.
want the full experience, just Metroid.
Just Metroid Prime Remastered. I love Metroid Prime.
I will
It's
take
one
that
of
as
the-
well. Yes, please.
It is
yes,
one
please.
of the best games ever made, and it goes underappreciated
yes,
on
Herman?
Nintendo's console.
Yes?
Because people won't go out and buy that dang game, even though it's incredible, even though it's one of the best games on the Switch. People
Metroid
just
Prime
don't do
is
it.
great.
Whereas, the on the PlayStation, people would, I feel like, would really appreciate a game like that. Where
would.
the PlayStation audience would eat a game like that up in a way that Nintendo fans just don't. So, because Metroid's one of those series, it's kind of like Mega Man, where people like have nostalgia for the series, and they like the games, but they just don't ever sell well. Like they just never broken into the mainstream. And bringing it to a new platform that likes first-person shooters, I think would really help that in a way that. And plus,
Nice one.
that game is one of the prettiest games on the Switch, and its artistic design in particular would look real good in 4K and HDR. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. So, I don't even care about the other games. Just Metroid Prime Remastered. That's it. You do your boy Ryan Assault, and then if that sells, we'll bring the other ones. Please, Nintendo. So,
It
there
is.
you go.
It is wild that Nintendo fans don't appreciate it. It is wild. It's true. It
It's a
boggles my
shame, man.
mind.
Metroid Prime, God, that game is so.
So
I mean,
good.
when you hear stats like Metroid Dread is the best-selling game in the Metroid series at 3 million copies, you're very sad to hear that. When you think about how
that game
good that series
is S tier. That game is S tier. Metroid
Yeah.
Dread is S tier. 3 million. When, like Ron said, there's 800 billion Switches out in the wild. Only
makes no
3 million
sense,
bought
man.
it.
Yeah,
It makes no sense.
yeah, and Metroid
what
Prime
are you- what are you
Remastered
using your
sold
Switch
less
for?
than that, is what I'm saying too. And that's like again one of the best Switch games. So it's just crazy to think about that. It's stuck there.
Shameful.
Yeah. All right, Ron, hit us with your final pick, man.
Man, I could not think of anything for PC because most of the time the exclusives there are grand strategy games and a whole bunch of stuff that I usually don't play. Now, I would have picked Crusader Kings if it wasn't for the fact that is finally on console. Because my friend Randy used to talk about Crusader Kings all before they ever came to console. And I used to be amazed at the stuff that he would talk about that would happen in that game. But Crusader Kings 3 came to PlayStation. I played the crap out of it. And yeah, I can't think of any PC exclusive stuff that I would want.
Okay. Good answer. Matt?
The game I'm going to pick, it's not exclusive to PC, but for some reason, it is not available on PlayStation, which is Katana Zero. It is on Steam, it's on Switch, I believe it's on Android and iPhone as well. But for some reason, all this time, because it's an old game, Katana Zero is still not available on PlayStation, and it boggles my mind because I loved playing it on my Switch so much, and it's a hard game if you haven't played it, but I loved it, and I was like, man, if I could just get a platinum trophy for it, again, even if it's really hard, like speed runs, I'd be up for the challenge, and it is such a shame that it's not on the PlayStation platform. It boggles my mind. It's a great game if you haven't played it.
Did you beat it?
Of course, twice.
Hold
Got
on,
the secret
hold on,
ending.
Hold on. I have a question.
Question from the press pool.
Your love
did not
for
play it on
difficulty
PC.
games. Your love for difficulty games is just really weird. It fluctuates. It's like a wave. You say you don't like difficult games. You talked about The Puppeteer, Elden Ring, several other games. But then, Katana Zero, you talk about how hard it was, but yet you played it twice. What is going on? And please explain. Make it make sense.
Secret ending. Secret ending too. Went for it. Oh yeah, it's so good. You don't know what it is. Depends on it. You know what? It has to click sometimes. You know, you're right. Because sometimes some games I'm just like, give me that story mode. I don't want to deal with anything. I just want a wreck shop. And then some games I'm like, give it to me, punish me, hit me harder. It's just,
So for
I don't know.
the fans listening, we actually had a chat in the PlayStation Drive on Discord probably like a week ago where we were talking about Stellar Blade, and Matt instantly says, "Is there a story mode? I'm going to play it." Doesn't say he's going to try it on normal or nothing. Instantly the story mode. But then you talk about Katana Zero. This is unbelievable.
I mean, it might just be the type of game, like the style of game. Like maybe Matt likes a specific style of game to be difficult and a specific style of game to be easy.
I'm not
I
so
think that
sure
maybe
because
plays
he made
into it.
Resident Evil Remake really, really difficult for himself. So I'm not so sure.
Well, he wanted
I'm
that
not
platinum,
so
though. That's different.
I want hard Resident Evil games. I want hard Katana Zero games. I don't know. It is strange, but
Elden
yeah,
Ring
No
it
is
is-
difficult
called
it is-
Soulsborne games. None of those.
Elden Ring is calling his name.
oh,
Everybody, look,
We don't do
it's
that
a
here.
resurgence. It's a resurgence of Elden Ring in the carpool community. You need to hop on the train.
I thought we were trying to convince him to play Code Vein. I thought that was the
Ew.
Soulsborne we were getting him to play.
No.
Oh, wow.
I actually like
Nobody-
like that
nobody-
code. I like Code Vein more than Elden Ring. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I like that. Game.
leave me off the Souls train. Just leave me behind in the dust. Let me play my games in story mode. It's fine. You guys
No,
can
no.
enjoy your.
You have so many people
Elden
that can
Ring.
help you. You have so many people that can help you. I'm just
All
saying.
right, Matt, you can stay with me in the cozy corner. It's fine.
Well,
See?
he's not in
I'll
the
stay
cozy
in the
corner
cozy
when
corner
you're playing
for ya.
Katana Zero, Koala.
You know, just throwing it out there. You know, your fellow blue shirts, Matt, are okay with you staying in the cozy corner. It's really just the person that's not wearing a blue shirt that's
Not in the cozy corner, though.
Thank
You can't be in the cozy corner when you're
blue
playing
is a
Katana
cozy
Zero.
color.
Is it?
It's such a good game. It is so good. If you haven't played it, and it's worth for the secret ending too. Like that final boss is wild. It was so hard. But yeah, just bring it to PlayStation.
You know what
Give-
game
give
has
us
a
a
wild
platinum.
boss also? Elden Ring.
Oh, too much. No, thank you. We don't do that here. Story mode, or I'm out. I don't know if I can do a Souls game. Can't do it. See, fool your nose. She's like, don't do it, Matt. You're just gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt your thumbs on that game.
Your mental
yeah.
health will go nuts.
See?
You'll be fine. My mental health is fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Speaking of it's fine, Fulia, what's your last pick?
So it's going to be no surprise that I'm going to pick something from my PC Steam list that's it's going to be very, either very
Farm
cozy
management?
or no, it won't be farm management. No, relax.
I kind of want it to be now.
Well, here's the thing. I would love to see Duck Detective come to PlayStation. It is on
Yes,
Nintendo
Lord.
Switch. It is on PC. It's even on Xbox. And it's not on PlayStation? Hello?
Yeah.
Why?
Herman, get it together. Get it together.
Come on.
Get the Duck Detective on PlayStation immediately,
Bring
sir.
Duck Detective over. It's got some really cute little achievements. We could pop a platinum for this. And it'll just say you've quacked all the cases.
I'll play it
Quacked
all
all the
over again.
trophies.
I'll play it all
That'll
over
be-
again. Yeah, Duck Detective is great.
It was so good. I really enjoyed Duck Detective. I'd love to see that come over to the PlayStation, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of other people out there
Yeah,
who are going to.
I'll sign that petition for you, Koala.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You could say that those people are quackers out there.
Exactly.
Oh, Lord.
We're all
Oh,
quackers
yes.
here.
Let's go.
They're big fans
All the
of
duck
Donald
puns.
Duck. Donald Duck presents Quackshot on the Sega Genesis. I brought up some bad memories for Ron. Excellent. I love this.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Anyways,
Yes. Oh, he anyways me.
We need an
All
anyways
right.
counter.
All
We've had so
Wow.
many.
That's good.
I'll get this show back on the road. Fine, Ron being no fun. Here's the thing. For me, I really don't play a lot of PC games. People know this about me. So it was very tough for me to pick one. And I didn't want to pick any of the Warcrafts or the Starcrafts or World of Warcraft or something because we got enough of that we're going to get to in a second. So I don't want to take other people's picks. So I'm going to go ahead and throw one out there that I know no one picked because I'm one of the only people I know who plays this. Magic the Gathering Arena. Of course, I love Magic the Gathering, the card game. I think it's really awesome. I think Magic the Gathering Arena is a fantastic way to play Magic the Gathering. And they have it on phones and they have it on PC, but they don't have it on consoles anymore at all. Like in any way, it's not on any of the consoles. And the interface is built in such a way where it could very easily play on console because you could just use your D-pad or your analog stick to flip between your cards and to go across the battlefield. And really, you just have a couple buttons on on your controller, your DualSense, to do all the stuff you need to do in that game. So I think it's a game that I think actually would do really well. It's also a live service game because it's free to play. So there's a ton of microtransactions, so they can make some good money off that. Of course, Magic also is known for having a bunch of different play formats, so they can kind of base the trophies around those. And we have like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links game, which is like the Magic the Gathering Arena equivalent, but for Yu-Gi-Oh! On consoles. But we don't have Magic Arena on consoles. So I think that's a bit of a missed opportunity. Because I think
Jim
that
Ryan
would
must
be...
not have known about this, or he would have picked that as a live service game. And it probably would have done a lot better than the ones he did pick.
Yeah. So I think like it would make a really good game on PlayStation, Magic Arena. And it's so fun to play with friends, or just play a bunch of fun matches. You can of course compete for real world prizes as well, like a bunch of money if you want to play that game too. So pretty cool. Magic the Gathering Arena is my final pick. But let's hear from the PlayStation Drop fans. Now, hold the phone. A thought occurred to me. Of course, on the RPG Cave, we refer to the RPG Cave fans as the NPCs, aka the non-podcast characters. Mm-hmm. But like, do we have a name for the PlayStation Drive fans? Like, are they just the fans of the PlayStation Drive? Do we have a nickname for them?
We just pretty much just call them the PSD fam. That's it.
Oh, the PSD fam. I like that. Well, let's hear from the PSD fam in the comments from Discord, starting with Final Fantasy VIII is life. Final Fantasy VIII is love. Meowdial. I believe it or not, I don't have a Final Fantasy VIII themed response, but I do have 3 games I'd love to see on PlayStation. Animal Crossing, just imagining the fun of Animal Crossing with better online support.
Yep.
Starfield, which Matt mentioned earlier. I know it will most likely happen with Xbox moving their titles to other platforms, but I would love, this would really help to see the game's player base and give Microsoft great sales. And then StarCraft 2 and Warcraft 3, it's no secret that I love Warcraft, and I think Sony would benefit from having two of the greatest RTS games ever on their platforms. Plus, mouse and keyboard use on PS5 is pretty good. And I'm going to have to agree with Final Fantasy VIII is Life, Final Fantasy VIII is Love on that one. Keyboard and mouse support on PS5 is actually pretty good because it's getting Final Fantasy 14. So I think it would actually be cool for RTS games. But good picks. Good picks. This next one, Croco Kyle, I almost stole. Because if I wasn't such a Metroid fanboy, this would be my answer. Croco Kyle says, imagine Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but with the power of the PlayStation 5. Like, yo.
Can you imagine?
Yo.
That's true.
Like, because that's the thing with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. They're really good games, but they're hampered by crippling hardware that they just can't run properly on. They run at like 10 frames a second on that console. Like, imagine them with the power of the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, Kyle had a good pick on that one.
Yeah, like, that's a very good pick. Maybe the Switch 2 is the real performance patch for Scarlet and Violet. Because they announced a year and a half ago when Scarlet and Violet came out that a performance patch was coming for it. That never came out.
Never happened.
So maybe the new console is. But next up, Darstridia says, for Nintendo, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, fill in the world more. Xbox, Forza Horizon 5 for that tutorial. And then for PC, World of Warcraft. I mean, yeah, those are all solid picks. Tim Paullin says, he agrees with Ron on this one, I would love to see Gears of War come to PlayStation. Well, scratch that. We need to make a trade. PlayStation can have Gears while Uncharted comes to Xbox.
Whoa, Tim. Whoa.
Okay. Too much?
Whoa.
Too much?
Yeah.
Not worth it?
Too much there. Yeah.
Too far.
Check with Herman. You might
I don't think Herman's going to allow that.
I don't think Herman needs to trade at this point.
Herman's going to be like, no. If you want to make money, you bring Gears. We don't need to make money. We make plenty.
Yeah. Exactly. No. And then the last of the comments from the PSD fam is Skycatcher Reflection, who says, Nintendo, Xenoblade series. There you go, Ron. There you go. And then for PC, Trails in the Sky 3rd. That's what Skycatcher Gaming says.
More than likely, Trails in the Sky is going to happen.
Yeah.
That's going.
I'm actually kind of surprised it hasn't happened. I'm surprised it didn't happen before.
I am too.
Zero.
But I think there was some kind of weird thing going on with Xseed and Falcom with that. But I think it's going to be good now. But Xenocheeks, Nintendo, you can keep that. We don't want that here.
Sorry, what game is that?
Xenocheeks, keep it.
No, we don't know what that is.
Xenocheeks
it's just Xenobabes here, Ron.
Did we determine this?
Nope. We did not.
Matt started to prove it.
I love the fact, too, that the Lockliff decided to walk in right when we were talking about
there it
is.
Cheeks. Concord Beast Mode Lockliff.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I have to alter her name.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Now it's on to the rest of the question. And of course, we also have more suggestions in here as well. We're going to start with Quaggy. It is I, Quaggy, king of the Xenobabes. Not the Xenoblabes, mind you. He didn't say that. He said Xenobabes.
Thank you.
I find myself valuing physical games higher than digital. For example, I can get really excited about a $15 Switch physical game, but when the same game is $15 digital, I find myself passing it up. Do you value one format of a game more than another? For me, Quaggy, I really don't collect a lot of physical games because I basically only have so much room in my apartment for physical games, and I like to prioritize like older games, like retro games. So while I do have a small PS5 collection over there, I don't really have many physical PS5 games. Otherwise, unless it's like a collector's edition or something. So for me personally, I mostly favor digital. But what about y'all?
In my heart, I am still a physical guy, but I ran out of space. There was no way I could keep that going, so I purposely bought a digital-only PS5 because I knew I was going to break and eventually start getting physical again. So I do value physical games. There's always going to be something special about them, especially the collectors and steelbooks. God, Lord, I miss those a lot, especially when Matt will show his steelbooks off, and I do miss it. But yeah, I do value physical quite a bit still, but digital is just got to do it.
Yep. Matt?
Ron already knows. Most people already know I'm a physical person. Love the physical copy. So if it's the same exact price, definitely going to go physical. But I can say that if it's a game I'm not too familiar with, and if the digital version is significantly cheaper, I'm not against getting digital games. Like, it's not like I don't own any digital games, people. Like, I do. Like, I have an Xbox Series S. Like, I'm playing on Game Pass for that one. But if it was, if the physical version was like $60 and the digital one was like 40, and again, if I don't have an emotional attachment to that series, then I probably would go digital. But just so you know, sometimes that leads to spending twice as much money because then I buy the digital version, fall in love with the game, and I'm like, oh, now I need to get a physical. Look at what I've done. That's happened a few times.
Oh, God.
I mean, it happened
More
with
than
me,
once.
which Metroid Prime Remastered. Nintendo got me twice with that
See?
game.
It happens.
So much double
just so you
dipping.
know.
Well,
It's
with that game in
it's
particular,
more than
it was
that.
because the game came out digitally a month before the physical copy. So I wanted to play it right away. So I got the digital copy, but I wanted a physical copy for it. So there you go.
Sometimes it's like quadruple dipping, just so you know. Like it's not a good thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, depends on the series. Depends on the series.
I think there's reasons for it. Matt, don't
Stop
feel
it.
bad.
Get help.
Thank you.
All right. I mean, I
Save
have
me from
multiple
myself.
copies of The Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, and turns out it was a good thing because one of the copies doesn't work anymore.
See, so get multiple copies. That's the lesson of today.
That's the
Koala,
lesson
save
here.
me. Save me, Koala.
You just, anyways, does twice in one show, Ron. I'm
I
proud
know.
of you. I'm proud of you. Ron,
So proud of him.
sorry, Fulia, go ahead.
Okay, so I do prefer getting the physical mostly. I think for me it's just generally because of the fact that if I'm not 100% sure on it, I can, try it out, and if I don't like it, I can trade it in and I don't have to keep it. But I do have a lot of digital games, especially considering the fact that a lot of indie games that I play don't have physical editions. So I will go out of my way to buy them digitally. But it also depends on what platform it is. But I do have digital copies of games on all platforms. But I generally do prefer getting them physically, and especially if they do have some kind of like pre-order bonus that comes along with it. And sometimes, like, I know that they can be a little bit more pricier when you go physical because of the fact that it is physical and it comes with something a little extra. But sometimes it's actually worth going that little extra mile and paying that little bit more just so that you've got that sort of like that little souvenir. So, yeah, most of the time I prefer getting physical where I can, but if I can't get the game physically, then yeah, digital is what I'll end up with. So yeah, it's a really scenario based essentially.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, next up we got the Captain, who says, "These are the games that would tempt me into purchasing another console. For Nintendo, Zelda games, and for Xbox, Gears of War. And I played about 17 hours of Nier Replicant in the last 24 hours. This is probably
go,
the most
Captain.
gamings that I have done in a short amount of time since my early 20s, 15 years ago. So, my question for the panel, what is the longest gaming session you have ever done in one go without a proper break? Food, toilet breaks not included? Question mark? I'm reading the question mark verbatim, so it sounds very confused at the end there. For me, first of all, Extra Life I think probably counts because it's one of those things where you have to take food and toilet breaks during Extra Life, but that's 24 hours where you're playing games. And I mean, I'm not talking about doing Extra Life at Rome, New York, where you have other people to balance off on, where you can go take a break. Oh no, I'm talking about doing Extra Life solo for 25 hours straight. So those are probably some of my longest gaming sessions, probably 25 hours or plus. Like, I would say my longest gaming session is probably 26, 27 hours after Extra Life. So yeah, I would say that's probably my biggest one. But what about y'all, starting with Ron?
Oh, since nobody's going to go, I'll go.
I was going to say, I said starting with Ron.
Valkyria Chronicles, that was about 14 hours, even though my friend Curtis claims that it was longer than that. I don't think so, but I'll have to go off of what he says, because he did text me and say, "Are you ever going to stop playing that game?" And I didn't realize what time it was, and once I saw that text, and I looked at what time it was, and I was like, wow. So we had a conversation earlier because I tried to jog my memory. I was like, it was about 14 hours, right? And he was like, it was a lot longer than that. I think he's lying. But
Wow.
hey, man, Valkyria Chronicles is a great game. So 14 hours. That I know for sure. It could be more, but we'll go with that.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, go for you.
Go on.
Well, I'm gonna go really quickly. Just a shout out to Captain that he loved Near Replicant. The Near Nation grows. I love it.
It's
Love
the only flaw.
love to
It's
see
the
it,
only
love to
flaw
hear
the
it.
captain has. Captain's a great guy.
No, it's the Captain's the best.
I feel like the
but
Near
super
Nation's probably
quickly-
better than the Falcom Empire.
Goodbye, Brian. Goodbye.
Thank you, Near Nation. Dozens of us. But super quickly, I don't think I've done like super mega long sessions. The only thing I can think of is I remember playing Final Fantasy VII Remake during COVID, and I normally play games. I don't really play for very long sessions. It's usually like an hour. So obviously I went ham with Remake because I was like, oh, COVID, we're locked down. So I did many evenings, like 3-4 hours, to the point where my back hurt, like significantly, because my chair is not meant to support
My
for
friend,
like many
3-4
hours.
hours is going ham to you?
For me, it is. It's usually like an hour or two at most. So yeah, I went 3-4 hours with Remake every single night, and then I was like, my back really, really hurts.
That's
And
why
my
you're
wife was
supposed
like,
to
"How'd you
get
hurt
up for like 10 seconds and do some
Nope.
stretches and then
Nope.
sit back down.
Nope.
Wow.
Just
Wow,
kept going
man.
ham on it. Yeah. And yeah, remember my wife was like, how'd you hurt your back? And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. So that's the only thing I have. But Fulia, tell the
tell you-
people what's really like to go ham. Tell
No,
us.
no,
tell
you
us,
can tell
Fulia.
you can tell your body's not used to such things. When 3-4 hours is wearing you out like that. Shame on you.
That hurts.
Okay,
Oh, man.
so the year was 2020, and I
we're
was
getting a
streaming,
backdrop.
I was
Okay.
just saying.
and I was playing a little game called Animal Crossing New Horizons,
Oh boy.
Here we go.
and I was doing a villager hunt for one particular villager that I really wanted to have on my island. And I'm looking, and I'm going island to island, and I had hundreds of tickets that a lot of people had donated to me. But I've also found myself. I just... It got to like 11 hours, and I couldn't find this dang dog. Freaking...
Wow.
11 hours searching?
It was an 11-hour unintentional stream for one villager that I really wanted.
Even
That I
Lockwood is
never
giving you the
found.
eyes. She is giving you
That
the
I
side
never
eye.
found.
Oh my god.
Damn.
I was livid. I was livid that I couldn't find this freaking NPC. And so I ended up going with my second option, and I came across them, and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna go with this character.
Hold on. I have a
Like,
question.
what the hell?
I have a question.
Go
11
ahead.
hours. 11 hours you can spend searching for somebody in Animal Crossing, but you will not go back for that fish in Spiritfarer?
The
Platinum
worst
has your
part
name on it.
is the
going on?
villager that you weren't even searching for was not Al. Like you should have just been searching for Al this whole
No,
time. I don't know what's going on.
I wanted a specific one. The character's name was Cookie, and it's a dog. It's a dog NPC. It's a dog villager. And I really wanted her, but
What was so special about
she
Cookie?
never showed her dang face. Okay. I got
Oh
so
my.
mad. So I ended up getting with the second dog villager that I wanted, and that was Maddie, and I ended up with Maddie instead. So Cookie is a myth to me. We don't talk about Cookie on my stream.
Is Cookie the same dog from all those Cookie Crisp commercials from when Cookie Crisp cereal was the thing when we were children?
Well,
Ron
I
probably
don't know.
remembers
I
that.
don't look. I know about the cereal. We don't have those commercials here, so I have no idea.
Oh, don't know about the Cookie Crisp dog. Okay.
That was they had a dog mascot. But Matt, Jan brings up a great point here. If that's kind of your gaming session, what are we going to do during Extra Life, Matt?
Yeah, I know. Right?
How are you going to handle that?
That's a
gonna
good
hurt.
point, John.
It's gonna
24
hurt.
hours.
I might have to, yeah.
25.
have to build up my
25.
stamina.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man's going to need a back brace.
Yeah. I'll have to start practicing
It's
now.
all
I
right. You know
guess,
what
with,
we'll
like,
do? You know what we'll do with Matt? Matt can do when we reach the goal that Amanda sets for going for a run. You can go for a run with her.
Yeah.
There
you
it
go.
is. Yes, that would help.
And then we'll crush his soul again when it's Pepsi Man time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll keep running.
But
keep
he'll
running.
feel refreshed because he'll get a nice Pepsi
Oh,
to go
my
along with
goodness.
it.
But Matt, maybe when you do the Pepsi Man challenge, you should have on a tank top and show the guns.
How does that help? How does that even?
Canadian
that doesn't
gun
make
show.
any sense.
Do it for the kids.
That actually literally makes no sense, Ron.
Doesn't matter.
That doesn't help my
Matt in the
back
tank
pain
top.
at all.
Do you guys want money or not?
Good point.
No.
You're not wrong.
I agree with Star's comment about the fact that there are a lot of people who played Animal Crossing and have searched for certain characters for a very long time.
See?
On stream, off stream, doesn't matter who you are.
Spirit Fair needs to happen. I don't understand. Go do 11 hours on that.
No, excuse me, hold on. Spiritfarer is not a search thing. It's fishing. It's boring.
Oh, Matt.
Oh,
Oh.
Julia hates fishing.
I'm sorry.
Confirmed.
Digital fishing is
Fishing
boring.
is not.
No,
Digital fishing is
Oh,
not.
now she's trying to
boring.
clean it
No.
up after she
It is.
offended you.
No.
She offended you.
I couldn't. Look,
Yes.
the RNG hates me in Spiritfarer, okay? It doesn't want me to have that one fish to platinum the stupid game. So,
Fair
Sometimes you have to show the RNG who's boss. You get back on there, you get your fish.
you have any idea how many times I've tried?
I feel
Not
like,
11 hours.
I feel like I need to change Fulia's mind on this. I feel like I need to bring my Dreamcast so we can play some Sega bass fishing with the fishing
Thank you.
controller. Make her doing this,
Yes.
like wind it in.
Yes.
Because it's actually pretty
Why?
cool.
Go.
Well, bring the Dreamcast,
It
but
is.
don't play that.
No, a Sega bass
No.
fishing run. We can do it.
Come
on.
Yes, fishing games are fun. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Well,
especially
Bring
with a
them.
fishing
Yes.
controller.
Well,
It's got the
Even
reel and
better.
everything.
Lockleth also has the right answer too.
Yeah, both types of fishing are boring. Let's be honest.
Locklet.
Says Locklet.
Oh my gosh.
Video game
So
fishing.
hurtful.
No, thank you.
Look, I've
so
also done
hurtful.
real life fishing, and
Oh, you're bored by that as well. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Well, la-di-da, Fulia. La-di-da.
You
Okay?
made Matt
Sitting over
clutch the
there with your
pearls.
monocle, being like, I'm above fishing.
look,
Matt
Matt,
clutched
if
the
you can,
pearls on that.
Gosh.
if you can convince me that IRL fishing's fun, take me out on a camping trip with some fishing, and I'll.
there you go, Matt.
Careful
There
what
it
you
is.
wish for. That could
Let's
be
get
a
that.
Matt will
could
make
be-
that fishing happen.
Yes, I
was
will.
gonna say,
There it is.
That can happen. That can be arranged.
I'm sorry, Matt. I too was so actually shocked by that.
Now, Fulia,
So
I'd
hurtful.
be remiss to mention, of course, that it would mean canceling our dinner reservation at Outback Steakhouse in order to make sure that you'd go do that. But I know that you'd miss the Australian cuisine during your visit. So I don't know if I'd have the heart to do that to you. You know?
Yeah, I think I'd be okay.
Yeah.
Outback is good.
Anyways, we need to get the show back on the road. God forbid we just drove into a ditch with that one. Let's move on to Kiku's question from Nintendo. I would love to see the Fire Emblem series come to PlayStation. Would also kill to get Triangle Strategy, which is currently stuck on Switch
Yes.
and PC. Then there's Aquarium, a HoloLive visual novel that was actually released on PlayStation 4 and Switch in Japan, but was localized only for PC here. I've been holding out on buying it, hoping it would eventually be released on PSN. For my question, though, has anyone ever tried to make you give up on gaming? I've seen a few wives make their husband give up on it entirely, and I can't imagine being with someone like that. I would divorce my husband if he ever tried to make me choose between him and my video games. Ultimately, Kiku, this is something that I've never had to deal with in my relationships because I make it very clear up front, not just with my attire, because I'm someone who always
My
wears
attire.
video game attire of some sort, like whether it's a t-shirt or a hat or something like that. I'm always wearing usually video game paraphernalia in some way. But it's one of those things where, like, relationships are always about communicating with your partner and, being open and honest. And a deal breaker for me in a relationship is someone not necessarily who hates video games, because I don't mind the idea of, I have nothing wrong with dating someone who has like something against video games. They don't like video games, they don't play video games themselves, whatever. That's fine. But as long as they respect the fact that I like video games and doesn't make a beef about it, I don't care how they feel about it. So for me, that's just the way I look at it, and I don't get myself into a situation where I ever have to choose, because if I know right away, if I get that out there on the first date that I play video games and they're important to me, and they walk out the door, then that's a person I didn't want to be with in the first place.
There you go, Ryan.
So
There
that's
you
just
go.
how I feel about it. But I'm curious to know what you guys think.
I'm with you.
Especially since y'all have actually been in relationships, more relationships than me. So you probably have more stories than me.
Yeah. Every woman I've been involved with has always been understanding. My daughter's mom especially, she knew I loved video games, and she never had an issue with it. Half the time, especially if it was a story, driven game, she would sit there and watch me play it. So, Yeah, it's like you said, if you're upfront in the beginning about, hey, my hobby is video games, you're gonna have to live with that, or I'm not the guy for you. But lucky enough, every woman, they've always been understanding of it. Some of them have played video games themselves, so no, yeah.
Same. All my partners, including my wife, never had an issue. And I'm trying to even think, like, has anybody even tried? No, I don't think anybody really has. Even my parents, like, they never were against me playing. I mean, they're the ones that even bought, the NES and SNES and N64. And even when I spent my own money buying and playing it, they never had an issue with it. So can't say I've ever had an experience where somebody's like, you gotta stop with the video games. No.
Yeah, look, growing up, it was a little bit different with me. Like, especially once I started getting into like high school and all that sort of stuff, I was, my parents didn't really go out of their way to buy video games or anything like that. So I never really had that issue, I suppose, because I didn't have them in the house to begin with. But once I had finished like high school and I was, we were getting into, the uni and getting out into the real life with the workforce and all that sort of stuff. That's kind of where I sort of started getting into, like, slowly getting back into video gaming. My dad ended up buying a Wii, so because he wanted to play, so obviously he was okay with wanting to have us play as well. But I think nowadays, especially thanks to the pandemic and the lockdowns and everything, I have gone all out on video games a lot more than I used to. And so now it's more of a, why don't you go out? Why are you playing so many video games? You're always sitting down. You should be being active kind of conversation that I get, especially from my dad. So he's like, you're sitting down too much. That's why you're always in pain and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, no.
I'm like, Dad, relax, okay? That's not the only reason why I'm in pain.
Hit him with the Relax Max. That's right.
So, yeah, I don't, like, and in terms of, like, relationships, honestly, at the time with relationships, I wasn't really into video gaming as much, or I never mentioned the fact that I was into video games as much, so it wasn't really an issue in that situation either. But I think it's more so in the last 4 or 5 years, it's where I've become the most involved with video games. And it's just been me and my gaming.
That's fine too.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
As long as
now that I look forward in terms of like dating and stuff like that, I'm like, I make it clear, hey, I like playing video games. If you're gonna expect me to be as active as you might want to think again.
Yeah, because there was this one time I spent so many hours hunting a villager at Animal Crossing, and I wasn't doing anything else.
That's going to be an interesting conversation. They're going to be like, you spent 11 hours doing what?
Sorry, what?
They were like, I was trying to find Al. He's a cool gorilla. He's just hanging out.
I think I'm like, for Cookie the dog?
Look, honestly, as long as they're okay, like what Ryan said, as long as they're okay with it and they respect the fact that I actually do, play video games, then then we won't have an issue.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like you don't necessarily always have to have the romantic partner that plays video games to be happy. Just someone that is totally cool.
Well, they
with you
respect the
being-
hobby.
Yeah,
Respect it.
yeah, exactly. Because likewise, it's always interesting to have like like your significant other have like different interests from you too. Have their own life outside of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, Lockwood points out, of course, you play hockey, Fulia, so you're active.
Well,
so that counts.
I haven't.
That's true.
I've taken the winter season off. So
but winter's when you're supposed to play hockey.
I know.
Like, what's going on here?
I know it's backwards for me, but at the moment it's more of a I need to save money because it costs so much to play hockey. So
Saving money's good.
I'm saving my money for Extra Life, and I might have to also save a little bit more. So I probably won't do the summer season coming up either. But I'm finding other ways of being active. So I'm thinking about signing up to my local leisure center where I can do they've got class sport, like fitness classes, and they've got a swimming pool that I can just go swimming, like do some laps, and they also have a gym. So if I really wanted to, I could be active that way. So I'm trying to motivate myself to sign up to that and go to that to be active. because I know my dad will be very, happy to see me do something other than sitting around.
See, look at this.
do it, Qual.
Cliff pointing out more quality points there. Financials are also important. You're
Yes,
responsible
yeah.
too. She's
Yeah.
multifaceted.
Look at Locke coming to the PlayStation draft, kicking knowledge in the chat. Look at that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
The
Of
professor.
course, Kiku, who asked this question, of course, says, my husband is fine with me neglecting him on occasion if I'm busy gaming. I'm actually neglecting him right
She's not
now.
even joking. She is not
Watching
lying.
I'm being to watching
She
you
is
guys
not
right
lying.
now.
Thank
go.
you, Kiku. We
She ain't lying.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Delicious Morsels, who says, so I have a question that kind of plays off the topic for the show. If you could possibly live in any world from a video game that's not on PlayStation, what would you pick? For me, I'd probably have to go with Alrest from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. In addition to it being an overall beautiful world, the concept of the ground beneath your feet actually being a giant living, breathing creature in it itself is always fascinated me. Interested to hear your thoughts. Okay. This is an interesting one because I don't have an answer, but Fulia has an answer right away.
Yeah,
so
she has. She's ready to go.
I'm ready. I don't know if this is gonna be a surprise for a lot of people, but I am a bit of a rev head, but I can't do that here out on the Australian Melbourne streets. Unfortunately, all the laws prevent me from doing that.
Can you please describe for us what a rev head is? Because I have no idea what that term even means.
I got an idea of what she's saying.
A rev head is someone who likes to speed a lot.
Okay.
Put pedal to the metal kind of
lead
situation.
Foot,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were driving like ATVs or something.
No. So, I can't do that on the streets here. I abide by the laws. I don't want to get no fines. So, I would love to live in Forza Horizon 5.
Nice.
Considering that's the only one that I've played, really. And I think it's based in Mexico, right? So, I would love to be able to just race around at top speeds in these fancy cars, just driving around fast.
For anybody
That'd
who
be
has never
awesome.
seen Fulia play Forza Horizon 5, she is an aggressive driver.
That is actual factual. That is true.
She is an aggressive driver.
Look, I like to go fast, and I want to do it as quickly as I can.
You gotta be like Sonic. You gotta go fast.
I gotta go fast.
Not that fast. I don't know.
It's as fast as the only way to go in those games. You know that, man.
Yeah,
know that.
exactly.
That's why.
Just,
That's why I messed up in the tutorial. I was
Pedal to
taking
the
my
metal,
time,
man.
stepping on the brakes, I guess.
Yeah. Love that
Forza
game.
Horizon
God,
5.
love
That
game.
is where I would love to live. Knowing that I would come out unscathed, no matter how many crashes I've been in, no matter how many times I do these high, excessive jumps over cliffs and stuff, and I'm still gonna live. So
That's right.
why not?
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Ron or Matt, what do you guys got?
I'll take Animal Crossing, man.
I'm gonna.
I like Animal
I'm
Crossing.
taking Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I would like to say
take it,
live
Ron.
in Animal
You take
Crossing. Yeah, it's a very relaxed world. I mean,
Even
you need
with
that.
Tom Nook the Crook coming after you.
nice,
for
man,
renting
that's all
it.
your bells.
That's going to be the problem right there. Tom Nook's going to end up missing in my version of Animal Crossing. I'm not going to worry.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's
Whoa.
going to be gone
This-
from that
this,
island.
This ain't no cozy Animal Crossing that we know.
No, because nobody's going to know. No one's going to miss Tom Nook.
Jesus.
Wow.
It's true. Who's going to miss Tom Nook the Crook?
His 2 children.
Yeah, something tells me I
they're
don't think the
his
kids are going to
nephews,
miss
by
him
the
either. Yeah, the
not
nephews
even
aren't going to
his
miss him.
kids.
They're still
Matt,
family, though.
Matt, have you met Tom Nook?
Hold on. Doug Bowser, there's been a crime with Animal Crossing. I think you need to hurry up. Tom Nook. Yeah. something's going
How
on.
boy.
dare you? How dare you snitch on me, Matt?
Look,
Somebody's
Lachlan's
gotta
not
run the
wrong,
town.
though. Lachlan's not wrong.
You can
with
sell
her.
everything to the Nooklings. It's easy money.
Easy money. Yeah. You can make all the bells.
Yeah, that's fine. Tom's got to go.
This is where Ron, you'll see Ron on the stalk market buying all them turnips. So that doing the exchange.
Look, when I played Animal Crossing on the GameCube, I do all the tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
One knows what to do. Yep.
Yeah, Yeah, I'll take care of
The
it.
island life is for Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
I won't spend 11 hours searching for anybody.
No.
You could.
That's not going to happen.
You really could, Ron.
No. I'm pretty sure there's some
Well-
other dogs around that I can have, hang out.
All right, Matt, how about you?
Same answer as Delicious Morsels. Yeah, I'd love to be at All Rest. Living it up with my fellow Xenobabes up in the skies. You knew I was gonna be my pick. Come on.
I was
You knew
hoping you were
wanted
going to go
there.
different than Xeno Cheeks. You could have chosen
No,
anything.
Xeno
But that's
Babe.
what the commercial. That's what the question shows.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's because
Xenobabes,
Colin
100%.
is one of them.
Yeah.
He's part of the Xenobabes. It's a good thing. Welcome on in. Dozens of us.
Xenoblabes unite.
No.
That's not what we do here, Ron, because you already agreed.
But Amanda said.
That's fine, but
understand.
Seth also mentioned that today's Chun Day, so you gotta deal with that.
I'm not
You
paying
gotta deal
attention
with
to
the
that.
consequences.
I'm not paying attention to that. But Xenoblabes exists. I'm sorry.
As for me, I'm gonna choose the most Ryan Turford answer of all time. Y'all, I ain't even ready for this. I want to live in the world of Jaws on the NES. Let me tell you what. I want to live in a world where there's a big shark in the water, but at the same time, if you kill enough sea life, you can then harvest shells, and then all the currency in the world is just shells and not money. So you can just upgrade your boat and kill Jaws. It's great. It's just live your life on the ocean, killing a big shark. Sounds like fun. So Jaws on the NES. I want to live in the world of Jaws on NES.
I don't know. I already live in
Did
the
not see that
land
one
of
coming.
surrounded by sharks. I don't think I want that.
Killing a big shark does not sound like a fun thing to
Yeah, but
me.
you can collect seashells, Ron. Seashells.
Yeah, no. I think
About getting the
good.
seashells.
Yeah.
So, Matt, are you going to move to Jaws land then? Hmm?
No, I'm going up in the sky. That's not where I'm
Well,
going. I'm staying
I
away
mean,
from the water.
Ron,
No,
I know
no.
you'll respect my runner-up answer, which is the world of Charlie's Angels on the GameCube. Because, I would kind of want to live in that world, too. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Good pick.
Respectfully, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
That is a good pick.
I mean, we
Of course.
already live in a world where Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore exist in real life, but in that game, it's Charlie's Angels. Let's go. But all right, next up we got Black Wyver who says, "Hope y'all are well. I would like the upcoming games from Xbox to also release on PS5. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and Blade expected to release in 2025. They never came out and said a year for Blade.
Yeah, not yet.
So, I don't know if 2025 is actually probably accurate, but question for all y'all: which one PlayStation exclusive game would you like the other consoles to have for an experience? Take care. I know someone said Uncharted earlier. Is that the real answer? Is it Uncharted? Is it something else? For me, it's Concord, because I feel like that game really needs a player base, and it could be used to be on as many consoles as possible. So I would say Concord. But I also kind of like my original answer would be something like Horizon, but we're also kind of getting that with Lego Horizon. So I'm going to say Concord. I think that's a good answer. Well, what do you guys think?
Horizon was going to be my pick. That's something I think that everybody could probably enjoy. Uncharted is great, but I don't know about the other consoles. I think Horizon would probably be the best fit if it was going to be for every console to play.
Okay. Matt or Fulia?
I'm gonna go with Marvel Spider-Man. I feel like that's a good
Nice,
game
Matty.
that I think a lot of people would be willing to try, especially on different consoles, and then they could see that Sony really is the king when it comes to single player narrative games. When they, because I want, obviously for me personally, like the One Full Experience is my favorite Sony IP, but I don't know if everyone's gonna play The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2 on Xbox just because it might not suit them. But Spider-Man, everyone's gonna try to play that game if it's on different consoles. They'll see like if this is how Sony treats a property like Spider-Man, then maybe I do need to play God of War. I do need to play Ghost of Tsushima. I do need to play The Last of Us. So that would be my pick. I think Spider-Man is such a beloved character and should be experienced by all, and then everyone else can see what makes PlayStation so great.
That's right. Everybody should definitely play Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah.
Full experience.
One full experience. One full experience.
Part 1 is the full experience, yes.
No.
Anyways, last question comes to us from Antix, who, by the way, I apologize, Antix. This question is actually from last week. I accidentally skipped over the question because I scrolled past it on my Google Docs. So I apologize, Antix. We're going to go ahead and answer it now. So Antix asks, a burning question for the true Falcom fans of the PlayStation Drive. Combining all of your playthroughs together, who's racked up the most hours of gameplay across all of the Falcom games? We already know the answer to this one, Ron.
Yep,
That would be me.
there's only one
That would be
Falcon
me.
player here.
No, I'm part of the I'm the part of the
No,
Falcon.
you're part of that little lame
bros.
Falcon, whatever that thing is.
Yes,
Falcon and
yes.
Winter Soldier, that's what he's part of.
Yeah, lame Falcon
That's what-
babes
yes.
or whatever you're doing over there.
Yes, yes.
But if I remember correctly, I think we all there was several of us Falcon fans that added up our time. If I remember correctly, mine was 1,386 hours, I think.
Wow.
And that's off of, let's see, Ys 8, 9, Celceta, Trails 1 through 4, Trails Reverie. Let's see here. I'm missing one. And Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. Yeah.
There you go.
So all of those.
Yeah. Whereas I'm probably second place out of everyone here. Because, like, Matt, I don't think you've played any of these games, right?
He hasn't.
No, I'm joking. I haven't played any of them. I'm just messing
Yeah.
with everybody. No,
Yeah,
I haven't
and-
played
and
a single one.
No, I didn't know. I just want to make sure. And Fully, you haven't played any of these either, obviously. Whereas I played both. I finished both Trails from Azure and Trails of Zero. So I've got about 80 hours in the Falcom-ness. But I haven't played any other games. So I tried through Trails into Reverie, but I just did not get into it. But there you go. That is all for this episode of the PlayStation Drive. But before we go, of course, we got to thank all of our patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, starting with our ultimate producers, Jonathan Brown, the man behind music on this show, and also the Xbox Drive. You can find out all of his music over at Purple Monkey Entertainment at linktr.ee/PME/JIB. And Cwagmire, who humbly reminds me that the best babes are, in fact, Xenobabes. Ron, it says Xenobabes here.
Xenoblades, John.
No, it says Xenobabes. That's
Those
how
are
it's
the
spelled
best-
in the
best blades.
Patreon description. Either way, all the links to all of our ultimate producers can always be found in the description of our podcast. So please make sure to support them as they, of course, support us in an awesome way. Our platinum producers, Smokin Joe, the Captain, and Tim Paullin, and our gold members, Adam K, Anna, Awesome Dave 1337, BobLoblaw, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, CowboyDangerD, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Drellesh, Emily O'Kelly, Hoppel, Yon32, Kia Savoy, Patrice Mallette, Peje EP, Shane Erickson, Tech Mike, and Tim Aulph. Huge thank you once again to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. And now, Ron, plugs go.
Savoy Prime on everything. PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Backlogged, True Trophies. Savoy_Prime on Twitter. And also want to give a special shout out to all the Elden Ring players.
All the other ring players that are not mad, apparently? Or Fulia?
That's true. Not me.
All the Elden Ring
Not a ring
players.
player.
Okay. Well, thank you for the shout out, Ron. I appreciate it. Matt, how about you?
You can find me as Nagachaka on Twitter, on TikTok, Instagram, Nagachaka12247. You can also find me with the Backtrackers, which is part of Carpool Gaming. It's a group of us. We meet usually every month to play the same game. We have selected our next game by Green Gorilla Gamer. We are playing Little Nightmares, and I believe the meetup is on August 11th. So if you want to come, check it out. It'll be a good time, as it always is.
Nice. Fulia, how about you?
You can find me Full Fuji everywhere. Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, X. And and you can also find all that and a whole lot more over on foolishfuji.card.com.
Card,
baby.
Card with 2 R's.
Yar. As for me, you find me on the old Twitter, aka X, at Ryan Turfer. And you also find us on X at Carpool Gaming. Right here, youtube.com/Carpool Gaming. Of course, twitch.tv/Carpool Gaming. Of course, podcast services around the globe. So, for Fulia, Matt, and Ron, I'm Ryan. This has been the PlayStation Drive, episode 159, everybody. And we're out. Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Adios, friends.
Bye.
Thanks for checking out this week's episode of the PlayStation Drive. Now, before you drive off, please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget to check out our awesome merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. where you'll unlock all kinds of exclusive content. Links to